Hey, it's Couch Potato. I'm back. Another video. Just wanted to make a video, keep up. I know in the past I've gone, months without making one, but I'm gonna really try to make more videos going forward here. I can't guarantee anything because life's crazy, but try to do it a little bit more frequently than once every couple months. But what I wanted to address, there's a lot of stuff going down on Facebook groups right now, video game collecting Facebook groups, about which console's better, which console has the worst fanboys, and blah, 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 blah. To me, it doesn't really matter. If you like to play a game, play a game. If you like a system, play the system. I have pretty much every system, so whatever game I want to play on it, I'll just play on it. I don't have allegiance to any specific console or anything like that. Now, I have been partial to Xbox overall since the original Xbox and Xbox 360 for sure. So if there's a multi-plat game, I almost always buy it on an Xbox console. The controller feels better in my hands, and it feels like it just plays better for me. Whether it does or not, I don't really care. And also, I only have Xbox Live. I don't have PlayStation Network. I don't have Nintendo Direct or any of that stuff. So anything that requires any type of download or updating stuff, I always get it on an Xbox console. That's just my personal choice, and that's how I do it. But I've been playing PS4 the past couple days. Been playing Dragon Quest XI, which is an amazing game. If you haven't played it yet and you like RPGs, definitely pick it up. It takes you right back to the Dragon Quest VIII days. At least for me it does. Feels like you're right back in that type of game. So the only thing missing is the collecting the monsters and having them fight at the battle arena or whatever. I'm not that far into the game, so maybe it's in there somewhere, but I haven't seen it so far. But Dragon Quest XI, it's amazing. So I do play my PlayStation 4. I also got Northgard for it, and I've been playing that as well. If you like Warcraft 2, Northgard is a good game as well. Even though Northgard came on the Xbox One as well, I picked it up for PS4, and I play it on PS4, and I don't have a problem with it. Just is what it is. So anyway, got a little off topic, but this is about how I was wrong about the Nintendo Switch, kind of. So when the Switch first came out, I pre-ordered it, I got it, and shortly after I sold it because it didn't have a lot of games, and I didn't really like Zelda. I didn't like the new direction that Zelda went in, and I understand why people love the new Zelda. I do. I don't think it's a 10, and I don't think it should have got a 10, but I can understand why people like it. But personally, I did not like the new Zelda at all. I don't like open world games that much, and I couldn't get into it. I tried, but it just wasn't for me. If a game has too much going on, and that ties into the open world thing, then I can't get into it. I don't know. I like more linear type games that tell you pretty much where to go, what to do. I don't really like exploring that much in games, so I understand why people like doing that stuff and like fooling around, trying different things in different areas, and I see the appeal, but for me personally, I don't like it. I like the old school Zeldas, and that's about it. After I played the one on N64, it was pretty good. It was all right, but the Super Nintendo and the regular Nintendo ones is where it was at for me. But so I got rid of the Switch, sold it. I was like done with it. I didn't want to play anything. At the time when it first came out, there wasn't a whole lot of games available for it, and the games that were for it didn't really appeal to me. Like Zelda was the main selling point at that point, and I just didn't get into it. So I was like, I just spent a lot of money on this. I'm gonna try to get some of my money back and go on about my business. So I did that, and then obviously over time the Switch has gained ground, and I made a video saying that Switch, or this is way back in the beginning, I made a video saying Switch was a gimmick machine and that it wasn't going to last because it's just full of gimmicks. It doesn't have any real substance to it or anything like that. And I was wrong. Switch is doing fantastic. It's selling like crazy. I think a major part of that is due to the fact that it caters to children. And I think Nintendo stays afloat because it caters to children. And I know there's mature games for the Switch, but let's face it, the mass majority of Switches sold are parents buying it for their children to play with. And it's just the truth. And Nintendo has thrived on catering to children, and they've made a real success out of the Switch. And being able to have it go portable as well as docked as a home console, it makes it very appealing as well. You can take your games on the go. I've seen a lot of people with the Switch out and about, whereas in the beginning when I had it, you didn't really see too many people having it. Whether it wasn't people didn't buy into it yet or whatever the case may be. Maybe there wasn't enough games at the time, but you really didn't see it too much when you were out and about. But now I see it pretty regularly, and a lot of times it's young children. So I was wrong that the Switch wasn't going to be successful, and I'll admit to that. But I do still think, even though it's successful and it is going to be looked at as one of the great Nintendo consoles, I think there are some downsides that seem to be overlooked because it's a Nintendo system, and Nintendo seems to get a pass for anything that they do. They can slap the Nintendo label on anything and make money off of it. So I think the whole Labo thing, I was right about that. It was a stupid gimmick and it was a flop, and they've been discounting Labo stuff like crazy, and it hasn't really caught on because it's garbage. It's shovelware with some stuff that you can build, and I was right about that. That was definitely a gimmick, and Nintendo cashed out on that gimmick. Also, the Starlink thing, I never played it, but you can buy the Starlink starter pack now for like $5 at Best Buy. Another gimmicky thing that didn't really have a huge success as far as I know. And, you know, so the Switch definitely has its gimmicky things going on. That new fitness ring or whatever, I don't know how well that's doing, but that's another gimmicky type thing, like the Wii Fit for the original Wii. And I just think I was wrong about the success of the Switch, but I was right as far as it is a gimmicky machine. Also, as you can see, I do have games for the Switch, and I do collect somewhat for the Switch. I have about 40 games so far, and I've even got some limited run, some super rare games. So it's not like I hate the Switch. I have a Switch. I have 40 games for it. But with the Switch, I'm only buying games that I intend to play and that I think I will enjoy. I'm not going out to set collect or anything like that. So this one is sealed, but when I get to it, I'm going to rip it open. It's already partially torn anyway. But so another issue I have with the Switch is a lot of the games are ported games from other consoles and other generations and reboots of stuff. So it has a lot of games that have been out, like Layers of Fear, I believe was out before, it came to the Switch. You have tons of games that were ported. Skyrim, um, the Saints Row game, they ported over. Payday 2 was a port because I have that on Xbox 360. So there's I can keep naming off some. I don't know all of them, but the Switch has a ton of ports to it. A lot of games that were already played, already came out, and the problem I have with that is they're making you pay a premium. You're paying the Nintendo premium, the Nintendo tax for these games that have been out for like ever. Like, why am I paying $40 for Payday 2 that's been out forever? And it was on 360, it's still on 360. You can actually buy it for like $5 or less now. So it's like, why am I paying $40 for a game that has already come out, already been out, already played? The same thing with Saints Row. I wanted to get it for the Switch, but I'm patiently waiting for it to drop to that like $20 price point or under, because I already have it for 360. I already played it, I already beat it. I don't want to pay the Nintendo tax, buy it for $40 to just to play it on the go. You know, to me that is stupid. And Nintendo is cashing out on it, and people are still buying it, but I'm not going to buy into that. I'm not going to buy games that have been out forever and pay the premium price for them when it shouldn't be that much. When all they did was port it over. So I still think the Switch has some gimmicks, and I don't like. It's nice for people who haven't experienced those games in the past and don't have the other consoles to be able to play some of those games. So it is good in that instance, but for people who have already gone through previous generations and played these games, it's absolutely asinine that you have to pay $40 for a game that's been out for years. So that is an issue I have with the Switch. And I know it seems like I bash on the Switch and Nintendo, but someone's got to be on the other end of the spectrum here. Someone has got to step out of the Nintendo fanboyism and the mass hysteria that is Nintendo products and talk about the negatives. Another negative with the Nintendo Switch that really keeps me from heavily collecting for it is the online play is awful. Nintendo Direct is pretty much awful. Playing with your friends online is next to impossible. You have to download an app on your phone just to talk during a game that you're playing with someone online. That is the stupidest thing ever. We're in 2020. You should not have to go through an app on your phone to play an online game with your friends on the Switch. It's stupid. So someone's got to bring up the negatives that come with Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch. And I am happy to do so. And whether you agree with me or not, you disagree with me, okay, whatever. But if you can step out of the Nintendo fanboy thing and actually look at it objectively, you can see there's issues. You can see that it's not perfect. Nintendo is not perfect. I know they're held up in this crazy cloud up in the sky of this amazing, it's crazy. It's so much to get into, but I'm not going to make this video very long. I just want to say that I am wrong about the success of the Switch. It has done very well. It's selling well. I even buy games for it. I even collect a little bit for it. So I don't hate it. I own one. I play it. And I have games for it. But I'm able to look at the faults. And I was right. There are a lot of gimmicky stuff for it. And people will say, oh, well, that's Nintendo stepping outside of the box. But come on. If Nintendo didn't do it, someone would do it. It's not like Nintendo's the only person or only company that can think of ideas. I mean, PlayStation has the VR, and I've never played it, but it seems like it's decent. People seem to like it. You know, and it's still being worked on. And I'm sure when a new one comes out for PS5 or whatever, it's going to be even better. So let's not act like Nintendo is the only company coming out with innovative stuff. I mean, Xbox 360 has this Game Pass, which is actually phenomenal. You get a ton for your money if you really look into it. You get to play tons of games and not pay a ton of money. So watching all this bickering on Facebook groups about what system is better and, you know, what you should own, and you can own whatever you want. And I own Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, and I like them all. And I play them all, and it's not a problem. But these people out here, and I'm sorry, but Nintendo fans are the worst, because Nintendo can do no wrong in their eyes. And I'm here to tell you they can, and they have. So I'm going to leave it at that. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this video, but I mean, let's face it. Some gimmicks, tons of ports, and the online sucks. And that's not to say that the Switch isn't selling and that it isn't doing fantastic, because obviously it is. You'd be a moron to try to deny the facts of sales. But, I mean, come on. Let's be real. One love.